pulls over very slowly and gets out of his car and calls a highway patrol. And, like, they've got it on camera, like, him, like, standing back and filming, and you can see the snake coming out of the air conditioning vent.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
I put that
And
AC on ice
like
cold.
bees.
Slow that
I'm always worried
fucker
about bees are going to get into my AC and, like, just somehow get sucked in, and then, like, when I'm
And
driving.
then they're mad.
Bees.
Well,
You're watching
of
like
course
honey.
they had to pick the most cornpone highway patrol officer to talk to him. He's like, well, yeah, we got us a little garter snake in there. Don't think it's going to bite nobody. We found it dead later. They just towed the car away. They didn't try to find it. They just towed the car to Honda.
There's a snake in the car. It's totaled.
Yeah. They just towed. Nobody wanted in there.
Insurance
Like
companies
there's
total it.
nothing else to worry. Yeah, exactly. The insurance guy comes out and he's like, "Well, trash it. There's nothing else we
snake
can
in
do
there,
with that."
it's dead. Yeah, that car is not drivable anymore.
Forget it.
Well, guys, you're watching a new episode of the DELoL show. That's right. I've been running the mic on you people for the last couple of minutes. It's what we call a cold open. So today on the show, we're going to be talking about the new Xbox One and why and how much it sucks.
Yes.
We're also going to
yes.
be talking about the Walk of Shame for just
Walk
a little
of
bit.
Pride.
Look how prepared we
We're
are.
gonna
Stride
get to
of
that.
pride.
They're gonna get to, that's right. We're gonna come to that. Black Mariah's gonna be in talking a little bit about something she's got coming up pretty
No, that's
soon.
in 2 weeks.
No,
She's
but
here
she's
to-
gonna
I'm
tease
just
for
crashing
it.
I'm just here to crash your
No,
show.
she's
Oh,
here
that's
just
it?
to crash and talk.
Oh, okay. Well,
She
then,
actually came to meet
happens.
me to pick her for Wonder Woman cape that I
is that
had.
what it is?
Yeah.
Well, too bad you're teasing.
Oh.
And today in the studio we
I'm
have
not teasing. I can barely
I
see her
do.
boob.
Professional.
we have Maxx Kraken, artist extraordinaire, who's done a few things with the creator of Superman and Batman, and also the guy who made Spider-Man Mexicano and gay. So if I haven't, if
Is
you
that
haven't
the new
heard,
Spider-Man now?
yeah, if you haven't heard that, that's something we're going to talk about today. That's coming out, and Max here is very, very excited, very, very liberal. Oh, and he's also voting liberal from now on. They're just having to come out for Obama, even though he can't run again. Okay, well, guys, you're watching the this episode of the DELoL show, so we're going to do the intro. What do you guys think about the intro? Do you like that? Can we go to that?
I like the intro.
I'd
Black
say
Mariah's
okay.
in the intro.
That's right, you are.
She is. She's got a little moment when we're dancing.
Yeah.
Talented, isn't it?
I've got like
Where's she
6
from?
giant boobs pushed against my head. It's like they're shaking me back and forth, and I was like, that is definitely going
Best
in the
earthquake
intro.
ever.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, you're watching the episode of the DELoL show that we're doing now, pre-taped,
But not live.
but not live today.
And I'm getting
so-
a wee baby Seamus text.
That's right. Oh, really? Well, if you're tuning in, obviously, to watch this, earlier today they're doing the normal live event out in Fort Worth, so that's why we're going to be pre-taping this and airing it later. However, it's like a fine wine; it ages. So I'm hoping to have
everything ages.
I'm hoping to have a beard by the end of this
It's a
episode.
little bit like the fart that I keep in a jar.
And here we go with the intro. All right, everybody, it looks like we have a call coming in. I'm not going to answer it because we're pre-taped. This shouldn't make any sense. Nobody should be calling in right now. Nobody can
You
see
should
this.
answer it because I'm curious to know who the fuck it is.
Whoever it is going to get a free T-shirt.
You're on the DELoL show. Perfect. What do you think about that, guy?
Best call yet.
That's pretty good.
So, all right, today, what do we want to start off with? Do we want to start off with the
Xbox.
antiquated term of? Do you want to start with the
I'm
Xbox?
a little teed off on that one. So.
Let's wee baby Seamus. All right, well, let's talk a little bit about the Xbox One, which I was hoping they'd call the Infinity. I thought that was a great name for it, and then that was something somebody else taught us.
It's the third generation console that they named the Xbox One. So,
but it's supposed to be all in one, so I kind of get it.
No, but they could have done a better job. They could have really named it anything else.
No,
but Xbox One is.
Let me explain to you. Here's how it makes sense. Look at all the different. They have the square, the triangle, the circle, and the X. Right. All right. It was the Xbox, the Xbox 360, which is a circle.
Yeah.
Then it should have been the Xbox squared. See, or the Xbox.
Cube, maybe. No. Again with the threes.
No.
The square is
they're going by the logos on their buttons.
Yeah. They're well. Regardless of
or
what
the
it's
Xbox
called.
3 and make it the triangle. Boom, done.
Yeah.
Do you have actual proof that they're going by these rules?
No, I'm just saying the first two fell in line with that. Why did they mess that up?
That's not the name is the least of the things they messed up with this horrible excuse of a console.
I'm a little disappointed, for the fact that it's going to wind up being to where you can't actually trade games out. As far
That's
as like
the
there
worst
goes my
part.
all my games I buy are used games from Movie Trading Company, unless it's like the new BioShock game.
Yeah.
Everything else I wait about a month for it to come out, and it's a used game.
Yeah, and you get a nice little discount, and you still are paying them for it. But yeah, the rule on this one is you can give a game to a friend once and one time only. That game can never be traded again.
That's
and
absolutely
only
so ridiculous.
If you are friends with them on Xbox Live for more than 30 days.
And the technology that's been developed to make sure something like that happens is just almost like a waste of technology. Surely you could do something much more badass than waste all this time and energy on something that's going to be beneficial.
Oh, it's a money grab. I mean, the entire system is a money grab.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm mostly pissed off about the always online component. You can't even play your one-player game without being online.
Exactly, something that's not even multiplayer.
Every 24 hours it checks, which means anybody that brings the here's the biggest complaint I've been hearing is military men that have the unit out in the field or on military bases, or if you're on an aircraft carrier, if you can't get internet service, submarines, that's it. You got one day to play your games, and that's it.
Yeah, so that's a huge problem, along with the constant monitoring. Because the system will not run without the Kinect attached to it, so...
And that's so weird. Like, I have the Kinect, and I'm really not that impressed with it.
No, I'm not either.
It's almost frustrating, because, like, if I get up and I move, it stops the movie. You know? Like, it pauses the movie.
It actually watches your eyes, and if you're not looking at the screen...
It watches my eyes, but it watches my body movement.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. They have a new cell phone that does that. If you look away from your cell phone, it pauses your movie, and it's like... What if it's the gross part of the movie where I don't want to see a spleen ripped out? If you look away, it and send it with the Xbox Kinect. If you get up and leave the room, it pauses.
The movie, and
it's
absurd.
absurd.
A little frustrating, and then I just have to turn it off and get behind my TV screen and unhook everything, you know, because I can go Xbox off, but it doesn't do that. It's really...
It's frustrating.
Now with the Kinect, can you say Xbox pornography, and it will pull up like porn for you?
They haven't got it to that point yet, unfortunately.
Then it's useless technology. I mean,
I agree.
The point of technology is to spread pornography faster and more effectively. That's why the internet exists.
That's why pornography exists, to be spread.
But
that's why legs exist, to be spread.
Taffeta coming out on that one. I like that.
But no, the Xbox, the new one, the Xbox One, the Kinect has to be plugged in, or the system won't even power on. And the camera is always live, is always active, and so is the microphone. They say it's for marketing purposes, but
it seems like a privacy issue too.
Especially with the NSA thing that just happened like 2 days ago.
Yeah, and on military bases, like there's a lot of circumstances where you should not be online.
Did you say there's a lot of circumcisions?
Circumstances.
Oh, okay, just checking.
People don't need to know where you're at, or that you're online, or where those signals are coming from.
Exactly.
So this system, I really hope that this is the worst console opening day ever. I mean, I want this console to flop harder than an old man's balls when he's jumping on a trampoline.
Wait for it.
I was thinking of fatties jumping into a pool. Yeah. So.
You know, and I'm hoping that with as much outcry that's been going on for the new Xbox, that the PlayStation guys will kind of take note and be like, you know what, maybe we don't.
Well, PlayStation is pulling back on some of their stuff already that they were considering doing.
Yeah, they haven't released the official specs of the PlayStation 4 yet, so we don't know what they're going to do. But they should really take a note from the internet and the world's reaction to Xbox
Well, I mean,
One.
we came out at the end of last year. It has a camera mounted directly there, but you can shut it off anytime you want.
Yeah.
And
well, right now you can do that with the Kinect. You can shut it off anytime you want, but with the Xbox One, it's not going to be an option.
That's ridiculous. I understand they're wanting to go for convenience, but that, oh no, a button push. Better just wave my hands like this. It's not any easier.
Yeah,
Honestly, you're not cutting anything down.
And it seems weird. It seems like they're trying to get away from the actual use of controllers. Like, they want to make it all like some sort of virtual reality, which is just kind of weird in general. Like, I kind of like my fighting games. I need the controller. I need my triggers.
Yeah,
I cannot do a Hadouken, so I don't know why.
You can.
Like that.
Well, ever since the Power Glove got me, I've always been, a little
That was cool, but that was the most complicated thing to play.
That's what I'm saying. It looked great. Don't get me wrong. It was amazing.
I blame the wizard. If it wasn't for the wizard, nobody would even fucking care about that.
No.
Nobody would have bought it.
What I do like is if you ever watch any of the Smosh videos now, they have a character called Time Traveling Fat Guy, and he just shows up and he's like, boop, 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 and he pops in and he's like...
Why are you not on camera right now?
He just
oh my God. He is.
And he just disappears, and that's it. That's Time Traveling Fat Guy. He just pops in, dances, and pops out. Great use.
And that's why the Holocaust
Best
happened.
use of the Power Glove in anything you've ever seen.
Oh, Titler.
Titler. Is there no way we can get that up today?
Pull it up on Reddit. You can screen capture, you said.
Oh, yeah.
You can add it in later because this is being pre-recorded.
Do I need to do Reddit, or can I just Google
you can
Titler?
Probably Google
you can probably Google it, but there is a whole subreddit for Titler.
I can't wait for this. I'm so excited. I just can't.
No, I saw a Sailor Moon Titler.
I'm about to lose the
Sailor
war,
Moon
and I think
Titler face on top.
All right, there's a couple here. There's actually a really sexy girl with,
Is she the one with the pigtails?
Nazi
with the
pasties and has the little.
No.
No, you need to.
No, it's Hitler on a face of boob.
There's a good one of Titler and Bilbo Baggins.
No, so there's this guy right here, which let's go into the screen capture.
You may want to stand up and check this out.
I really need to see this. Get like a mirror or something.
It lives up to what you want, really.
It is all
This
that
is
I'm
art.
looking for.
This is real art.
I know, we did see that.
Yeah.
What did I say earlier? The old...
The old tit salute.
There you
the
go.
old
Is
nipple
this,
salute.
Yeah.
is this it right there?
Yeah,
Is that it?
that's one of them. Yeah.
That's one of the
Hitler?
Titlers.
You
Okay.
really may need to.
I love
stand
this
up
new
and check
screen
this out.
capture
I'm doing
feature.
this.
This is great.
You can't tease me with tits and then not show me
Oh,
what's going
shoot.
on.
Look, it's Titler drawn like one of the French girls. You gotta go back.
Draw me like
Oh,
one of your. Well, I'm trying.
There
Del
it
just
is.
broke it.
There we go. Draw me like one of your French women.
That was after the surrender.
Right. Yeah.
That was what was going on. He was hiding down in that bunk with Ava.
And then
Uh-huh.
and then there's this one which just creeps me out. Have y'all seen this one?
Yeah.
Looks like a...
Okay, yeah, that's pretty bad. It's a little
So,
weird.
anyways,
for me.
about
Xbox One.
Xbox One. Real quick.
Right.
The biggest problem is a lot of fanboys out there are gonna be like, oh no, I need to get the Xbox because it'll have like another version of Halo and the new EA games. So the problem is people wanting
Really
the
sounds.
instant gratification.
Yeah.
So they're gonna buy the console regardless. And this system needs to cost Microsoft so much money. It needs to flop so hard that other corporations will be like, okay, turns out America does not want this. We should not do this business model. So the real problem is with the gaming community having to be strong and be like, yes, those are nice graphics, but at the same time, I'd rather not just blatantly have my Fourth Amendment rights violated.
But dude, I bought the Game Boy, and what kind of graphics were those? It was still great gameplay. I'm not so concerned about the graphics. I'm about good games and good gameplay.
And
Well, also the
that's
fact with the
another
Xbox
point.
One, you can't actually play the previous games. Like,
Yeah,
with
there's
the
no-
Xbox,
there's no reverse
point.
compatibility.
So
Insane.
that pretty much eliminates my library of almost 100 games that I'm not going to be able to use unless I disconnect the Xbox One and then plug in something else in.
Yeah.
That's
And
not
what
fun.
is the point for that other than just here?
Money.
I'm gonna do this on the screen. Other than just them doing this.
Yeah, that's it.
Being a dick.
What is it? You know?
You'd be better off just holding up one middle finger while the other one reaches into the gamer's pocket. And
Or
just takes
fists?
money.
I was thinking.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
So, 'cause I'll be honest, I really don't understand.
Seriously, it's a DVDA situation.
that.
I know
Even the dogs don't
I know
like it.
Del
The
gets
dogs
that.
are
Yeah, I get
don't
it,
think
DVD.
I don't think the ladies got the reference. So.
Oh well, the reference is that's the band from South Park.
And it's
and double vaginal, double anal.
Yeah.
So there you go.
It's a porn thing.
I'm surprised I didn't pick up on that. I watched enough porn not to.
I was still hung
So
up on
proud of
Titler.
her.
Titler, yeah.
My head is still in Titler.
It'll stick with you. You're not going to unsee it anytime.
Why don't you go as
Absolutely.
Titler for the next All-Con?
How do you know I haven't already gone to Titler for anything?
That'd be awesome. You have tits, you have black hair, you could do it.
This is really easy.
I mean,
Easy costume.
you're one fake mustache away from having this costume.
2, if you put them in the right place.
Oh.
Now, why don't you do one as Ava Braun and one as Hitler? And then you can even put the bullet hole in one side.
Them talk to each other.
Yeah. There you go. So Xbox One, we're down on. Is that kind of how we're going?
Hate it. It's
Not
the
a
worst
fan,
thing
not gonna buy
in
it.
console
Yeah,
history.
I'm done. And that's the way you got to stand behind it. You can make all the complaints you want, but the fact is, unless they change something by the time it comes out, don't buy it.
Nope.
Just don't.
And really, just that's the hardest part. Again, it's just getting other people to realize not buying it is the only way you can make a statement about how bad
and it was so funny to me how the NSA thing with Verizon lines up so closely because it's like people have been complaining, but most people that were against that were like, yeah, but what are they going to use it for? It's not like they're going to use the government to spy on it. 3 days later, Verizon's like, oh yeah, we've handed over all these files, and then Google and everybody did, and all of a sudden, because Xbox argument of like, who's really going to do that? The whole bottom dropped out of that.
Yeah.
So, what are you looking at, Taff?
Nothing
Are
really.
you looking at that stuffed panther over there? We just got a new stuffed panther in the studio for the people at home that can't
I went
see
to
it.
pet it.
It's a
and
really
give
nice
it a
killed
one
it
hug.
with my bare hands.
With your bare hands.
Yeah, I killed a bear, took its hands, and killed
the panther.
With it.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Next, he's going to kill it with the panther hands. He's going to kill a little tiny raccoon.
Yep.
So, what do you want to talk about? What was the other thing?
Sluts.
The sluts.
Sluts.
I like this idea. Taffeta, you're an expert on sluts. Not because you are, but because you're a lot of friends with them.
You're a lot of friends with them.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole
Interesting
reason.
enough, most of my friends are gentlemen.
And let's
so.
say,
Men can be sluts. Just
gentleman
as
is
easily.
not the correct term I would use for your friends, but
Yeah,
Bunch
you're
of
friends with us.
douchebags.
douchebags would be a better term for it. I gotta admit.
No, we'd had a few mimosas, and Jay did bring up the point that that we should stop slut shaming. That if it wasn't for the sluts, the vast majority of this country would not get laid.
The vast majority of the earth wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Let's just
Which,
admit that.
in all fairness, I'm kind of for because I don't like people as a general rule. But the idea of slut shaming is the dumbest shit in the world.
Well, it's also misogynistic and
heroes.
it's biased.
Yeah.
I mean, let's
well, yeah,
not pretend.
that's putting a better definition on it.
Right.
Than I did. When I said dumb, that's what I meant. But
Oh,
Well,
okay.
not just misogynist. I mean, women do it too. Women do it to other women.
Well, no. Well, you can be
Yeah.
misogynistic and still be women. Women. You don't have to be a chauvinist to do it. But it's obviously a gender bias.
Sure.
So, but I mean, even what's weird is like when we were talking about the walk of shame. When we would sit and you see the girl walk home the next morning wearing the same clothes she walked out with. First of all, that's stalking. If you're watching where one girl goes, staying there all night and watching her walk home the next day,
you have
you're
bigger
the,
issues.
You're the creep with the problem.
That's weird because I never have the same clothes with me. I always have an overnight back ready to go in my backpack. So
Well, I'm thinking this is like you go to the bar, you meet someone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sluts.
no, I like right now in my car I have about 3 changes of clothes and a couple of capes and some shoes. So
Okay,
it's-
but they're
But the
all
capes, I like-
they're all costumes.
But I like
This
that-
should be walking home
But I
in
like
a
that.
Batgirl
I like that the
costume.
capes were what she's saying. Like the next day, you can walk home in the exact same clothes, but wear a cape.
Yeah.
Totally different
Nobody-
presence down the
nobody
road.
knows.
well, in all fairness, I think cape should make a comeback in general. I think that.
I'm
would be
trying. I'm
interesting.
trying really hard to bring it back.
I think that girls should do that Rocky thing, just run up some stairs
Yeah,
and
do it.
start jumping.
Oh yeah. Dun, 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 dun,
You
dun,
know,
dun, dun, dun.
They got laid too. It's not like, I'm so ashamed I fucked this guy for one night. It's like, you know what? I got my shit going on. I don't have
Yeah.
to deal with your
Yeah.
bullshit in a relationship. I can just fuck you and walk away. So,
Yeah.
And
Like-
now I'm walking home as Batgirl.
Well, I remember when one of our friends
Who's winning now?
see, I can picture a girl walking home, just like looking disappointed, be like, "That was the worst sex ever. That guy was terrible."
Yeah.
He's no superhero.
No,
No.
that's why you're dressed as Batgirl and he's not.
Depending on how ugly the guy is.
He's dressed as Alfred.
Yeah, now see, that's what you should do. The cape should, if you want to make a comeback, here's what we should do. You wear the cape on the strut of pride home.
Stride of pride.
Stride of pride.
Sometimes
so,
you wear the cape while you're doing it.
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
I would be into
If
that.
the girl doesn't have long enough hair to pull, I think a cape is a great way to make up for that.
Boom.
Well, just even when you're jumping and then you've got some wind behind you, the cape's kind of blowing. Trust me.
Completely agree with this.
I think the cape should be reserved for I just got laid. I'm starting to think this would be,
Yeah,
you know,
just
you
got
go
laid
out with your
cape.
friends. They're like, hey, guys, what are you doing? We're like, oh, we're thinking about staying in tonight. You know, and your friends are like, no, come out, man. We're over in this part of town. So you go out, and your girl and you have a cape on, and they're like, all right.
That's how you know.
That's how you know.
Like, oh, we can't meet up tonight. Let's get breakfast tomorrow. Okay, and you just walk into breakfast wearing a cape.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Cape only.
shit, she got laid.
Even the waiter comes in or the waitress comes in wearing a cape, and you're like, you know what? 15% for you today.
Right?
Good
and
job.
The people in like Buzz Brews just clap for you.
Yeah, just the slow clap as you walk in.
You know what it is?
Clapping.
It's the opposite of the Scarlet Letter. I'm writing a book called The Scarlet Cape,
There you
and that's
go.
what it's going to be.
It is. It's going to be something that welcomes everybody.
And then somebody's going to make that into a diaphragm and call it the Scarlet Cape, and they're going to. I better
the
trademark
Scarlet
that.
Curtain.
The Oh, I'm glad we have ladies on the show to clean it up a little bit.
Yeah. To take that one extra step that we just didn't think of.
So we're definitely in favor of the
Slut.
the stride of pride.
Stride
Yeah.
of pride.
As
Let's
opposed
stop
to
this
the walk of
slut-shaming
shame.
bullshit.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to look this up. Stride of pride. Let's see if this is a thing.
If it is, they owe me money.
Look at this. It is. Urban Dictionary has already called it.
What are they breaking it down?
A stroll across. Here, I'll even put it up on the damn screen with this thing.
Our
These-
viewers aren't literate.
Yeah. Take a look at the pictures on the side. The stroll across campus after a one-night stand, usually slower and with more gusto than the walk of shame.
Because you
Uh-huh.
got to catch the wind in your case.
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
Typically reserved for typically reserved for men as a one-night stand garners respect and bragging rights for a buddy. However, women can be seen doing the stride of pride after being rocked the previous night, as opposed to the one-minute man dealing with whiskey dick.
Ah, yes.
So
I
if you had a
agree with
good
that,
night,
except for I think usually the women are the ones doing the rocking more so
Yeah.
than the guys.
well, that's true. I mean, I'm just saying. I think it means that if you had a good long night of passion,
Been there.
maybe
Nothing
the stride
worse
of
than
pride with the women, it may be the moseying where you have to spread your legs and
Uh-huh.
well like this. But the mosey of pride, I think, is just as good.
I would have to respond to that. The Mosey. It's not like I'm fucking like Cowboy Curtis or some shit walking down the street.
I was just thinking if it was big enough, you may have to, but on sheer practicality. Just
I
to
never
get
have
the
to
class
worry
out
about
there.
I
that.
don't see me on
Never.
camera right now, so I'm assuming it's okay.
Okay, the robust stride of success one walks on the way home from someone else's residence following a night of brag-worthy sex. So it seems like one of the correlations is it has to be good.
That's where the pride comes in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it can't be, yeah. Often marked by tousled hair, stolen T-shirts, and yesterday's outfits. And I'm going to add this,
And a cape.
and a crimson cape, or the scarlet cape. So, these people
Also,
at home
and
are
or
learning a
a
little bit.
Batgirl costume. I'm not saying I have never strutted in a Wonder Woman costume down a hallway in a particular hotel.
I'm saying I have strutted
I'm
in
just
Wonder
saying.
Woman costume down a hallway.
Just saying.
I've seen it.
I think I'd look good.
It
Feel
happens.
good about yourself.
It happens, you guys.
Did you
I've
clap?
had sex in a Wonder Woman costume before.
Yeah, girl.
You get it going on. All right, well, I'll tell you what, let's take a quick break.
Oh, dear
I
Lord,
guess
yeah.
we could, since we're kind of doing things a little on the fly, a little different today, I don't know if we're going to be able to play our sponsors' clips, but we're going to talk about them for just a second. Of course, we did the remotes recently from both Cosmic Comics out in Grand Prairie, which were fantastic. They gave us a load of comics.
We really do. Yes, we need to go back for our monthly.
Yeah, and we're actually going to have, they're doing, the Super 6 is going to be doing...
They're doing their summer-long monthly drive. I actually had
Right.
lunch yesterday with our resident kid, Reese, and she dropped off a couple boxes to me.
We keep her at
That
the
girl
studio.
is winning. That kid is if
she
Brent
puts
Spiner
everything.
pulls you out of line to hang out with you because your costume's that awesome, that kid's winning.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah.
she's just...
She
Pulling
rolled
her
the
out of
morgue
line.
lane, like, and literally let her cut in front of everybody.
The
So
worst thing about Reese is that she makes me feel like I'm not doing enough with my life.
Yeah.
She does. And this summer,
So,
she
I
actually
agree.
invited the DELoL show to go because she's actually going to some sort of
we're gonna
band
try to
camp.
make it
She's
out
going
for
to
this.
robot camp. She's going to guitar camp. She's got like 5 or 6 camps she's going to, and she invited us to go out to robot camp to where she's actually
of course,
learning
I
here's
how
would
to
also
the-
like to
robot.
say her parents
I know
are
some of the
doing
people
it
that
right.
run those.
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah.
awesome.
No,
and
she's crazy.
It's really unfortunate that they cut the age off of what you and which you
Yeah, it's
can
like I'm
enroll.
33 and I want to go learn how to
I
make
really
a
Yeah.
want
robot.
to go build a robot.
On the screen right now, we're looking at the Super
Super
6
6, yes.
website. Okay, you can also see that click here to donate. Now, they work in association with Wipe Out Kids Cancer,
Hey, you said it right.
Yeah,
Not
I
out. Usually it's wipe out kids with cancer.
Wipe them out. Let me see. It's shoot kids with cancer, right? Am I
Yeah. Good job, Tipper.
Yeah, they're doing this summer
Tipper.
drive. They're going to have some boxes. Roll to Play is actually going to do some stuff. They're going to have a box. I'm hoping we get Cosmic Comics, and then a few other people.
Well, Cosmic Comics has donated a complete long box full of teenage and lower appropriate material.
Dude, like, I've already got 500 comics plus.
I've
like,
got 200 out of mine. I've got two boxes out of mine.
Well, it's pretty tough to find a business that won't sponsor eliminating children's
But see, like,
cancer.
not only do they need comics, though, we need to remember that their buddy bags actually consist of the donated stuff, such as, like, overnight toiletries, like, shampoos and soaps.
Even, like, pillows and blankets stuff. Because remember, a lot of times the parents
for
are
the
there,
parents,
right,
yeah.
and they're having to deal with this
their
trauma
kids just
with
got
their kids.
diagnosed with cancer. They check in, and
I mean, the kids got it easy. They got this comfy bed, but the parents are having to sleep in these
Their
chairs.
bed has a freaking remote control.
Yeah, I mean, so they got it easy, right? It's like people in wheelchairs. Oh, boo-hoo, that's awesome.
You get to sit all the time.
Stupid windy wheelchair.
Free hospital food, ice cream anytime you want it. But the parents are the ones that have it really hard, obviously. And I mean, they're stuck there with their kids in uncomfortable chairs for hours at a time, nights, days at a time.
Exactly.
And they need some stuff as well.
So that's what these donation boxes that we're dropping off at local places around the area where you can just go in there and drop off like soaps and toiletries and just little things that not the kids but the parents are going to need while they're actually staying in the hospital. So Roll to Play just jumped in on that. That's awesome. And also Roll to Play is doing their Kickstarter right now for their tabletop expo.
That's right. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Going to be going on next year for 2014. So they're doing that Kickstarter right now. You guys should go check it out.
We're going to be out there for that. And, of course, we're going to be out there for Reese when she does. We got invited to her robot camp, which...
hey, look, we just caught up with the conversation.
No, I know. We're coming. It's called I'm Bringing It Back Around. I'm jobing it up. By the way, it's an Arrested... There you go, segueing it.
I'm surprised we didn't talk about any of the new Arrested Development.
I think we're going to do that. And
still haven't seen any.
At the end, we talked on Pug Show.
It's good. Give us
all
program time. It's
on one day.
Freaking Netflix.
I'm not surprised, but no,
I've seen it.
No, I don't mean I haven't seen any of the new ones.
And Jay's mic goes down a little bit as he gets excited.
It's on the Netflix.
For me, it's or she says the Netflix, as she calls it in one episode.
I watched the pilot. It wasn't funny.
Oh, that's ridiculous. That's like one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
I did not laugh once the entire pilot.
You're usually a funny guy.
Yeah, that's weird. I will say this.
I know it's funny.
Objectively, you're wrong on this one. Dude, I love you like a brother, and I'm telling you. You must have been smoking pot or LSD that day.
I will rewatch it.
Were you on the pot that day?
No, if he was on the pot, he would have laughed.
They would have laughed, yeah.
Just skip the pilot. There's no character development in the first pilot, and then the rest, everything following was
right because there's jokes. Yeah.
Actually, no. There was one funny part in the pilot where I guess one of the brothers is a cartographer.
He says, let me guess the line. The line is, well, this blue part here must be the land. Was that the line?
Yeah.
No, that's still my favorite line on the show.
He was trying to justify it, and I guess one of the other guys was like, hasn't everything kind of already been found? And the mom chimes in like, well, it doesn't hurt to double check. So that I did get a little chuckle out of that. I'll give it that.
You needed now that time has passed and you've grown a little and you've matured. I think you need to get back in. Because what's also cool.
Get back in and it needs to get funny.
Yeah, well, because
I'm told it's funnier to watch all the episodes and then go back.
Yeah,
and watch
because
them.
part of it is
miss stuff. Like
part of it is
funnier.
It's not even that they write the punchline sometimes episodes before the setups. So the show rewards you for getting 4 or 5 episodes past something that didn't quite make sense. Then you're like. Then you'll start laughing about something 5 episodes ago. You're like, oh, that makes so much sense.
I've been watching
so funny.
Fringe lately, so one show at a time.
Yeah, I understand that. But what's really cool about the new season is it all overlaps. So the one season takes place over the same, I think, 3-month period. It's something like that, where it's from the end of the last season to her trial. And every episode, instead of being all about Arrested Development, each one is about a different character.
But they all intertwined, and it opens up
and
with...
it gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
With that Michael's episode at first, because he's more like, I guess kind of like the, the station to where, like, everyone's kind of weaving in and out of. And there's a lot of stuff that actually throws back to the previous seasons that have been before, like, the ongoing jokes and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed it, but I think people who were, like, watch 2 or 3 episodes are like, I don't like this. I think you guys really need to at least watch 5 or 6 and get halfway through it before you make your point.
Or a season or something. Because, it really does reward you for getting to the end and then realizing stuff at the beginning made way more sense than it did. It's almost like a murder mystery. If you don't get to, the end of, like, how they committed the murder, you're like, well, I don't understand. There's a bunch of random events that happened. But when you get to the end of the murder mystery, you're like, oh.
Right.
You
It
know?
almost reminded me like how Quentin Tarantino does sometimes, where
Yes.
he skips around and he tells you different point of view. It's very much like the Reservoir Dogs, where oh my God, this person's murdered, but then he jumps to another scene, another person's point of view, and they're still living. So it's really good.
Well, and it's really what I really like, especially about this season. Watching is very original. I've never seen it done on television before. Is they pick a 3-month period or 4-month, whatever it is, and each time the story gets larger. So when they show Michael's story, the very first one, it pulls back to, it shows him going and having an argument with his parents. It says, I hope you saved a bunch of money because you're on your own now. And he storms out, okay? So it's just his mom, the dad, and Michael. And then later at the end of the episode, it says, and that's why he didn't show up to his mom's trial. And there's one chair with his picture on it and him missing.
And it's like that for every
The
episode.
next episode, it's somebody else's, but when he comes in and says, I hope you have a lot of money, the camera pulls back at a slightly different angle, and you see this another character had been sleeping on the couch. And then at the end of the episode, it pulls back, and they're not there either. And then the next episode, and so the episode, the way each thing begins is every time they do that one scene of Michael telling his parents off, it just sometimes it'll show up from a different angle, and you're like, wait, there's 2 more people.
Yeah.
So you realize he was standing in a room of like 20 people yelling at his parents, not just 2. And then when they're not there at the trial, it keeps pulling back and showing more and more and more and more people were never at the trial. But it starts small and it gets really big. And I thought that was really cool.
I really enjoyed it.
So, all right, well, let's take a quick break. And then we're going to come back.
Like 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, we did. That was the break. All
That
this
was the
wasn't
break.
recorded. I was playing music over all that. But we're going to come back with Maxx Kraken. Max, wave at the camera there for you. That was not a wave. I said wave. There
It wasn't even recording.
So, this is Del pulling with the DELoL show. Taffeta Darling, Jane Eric, and
But you
Hello.
can't see because
Boobs.
now it's only on
Vicky
Dell.
over here.
Black McBoobs. over
No,
It's
she's
only
Rexy
showing
boobs.
Rexy,
She's
I do
Rexy
like that.
boobs.
Your boobs actually stick out further than the T-Rex's
Oh my
original
gosh,
arms.
you should make Rexy pasties.
Yeah.
Now, see,
With,
that
like,
would,
with the
where they
green-
actually stick out a little
No,
bit.
with like the green, some sort of green fabric, like just the
Yeah.
design that go down and make little L's over the boobs.
Oh,
And
see,
that's
I
all
was
you
actually.
can reach is like to cover my
Right.
See, I was thinking
I
they'd
can't
actually
clap.
stick out a little bit. Like they would actually, like 2 little claws would actually be dangling off the pasty.
No.
That would be
All right,
I could
no, it's a
swirl
bad
the claw.
idea.
T-Rex loves you this much.
It may not look like much, but that's a lot for a T-Rex. Okay, we're watching the DELoL show. We're going to come back with Maxx Kraken. Everybody at home, shut up and listen to the songs. Guys, we're back on the DELoL show with your host, me. In studio today, we have the wonderful Maxx Kraken from Terror Comics, and he's going to be. Who sounded like Kermit just then when they did it? Do it again, please.
Do the hand.
Watched a lot of Muppet Show as a kid.
There is
Love it.
nothing wrong with that at all. So, Max, tell us a little bit about. Obviously, you're an artist.
What makes you say that?
Huh? Well, he told me to.
Tracer.
Oh.
Actually, but, let me pull up what he put on our
Come here,
website. What he lists on Facebook for himself.
He's
Yeah,
not.
this is the one I actually went to your website and saw.
Cool.
Let me get that. Do you want to help? Yeah, hold that up a little bit higher, Taffy. There you go. Perfect.
Awesome. Yeah, that's
Oh, we don't need all this going on now. Hold on. But here's how he described himself. Fictional underground cartoonist, writer, artist, and sea monster, Maxx Kraken.
Nice.
right.
So
Right
there
on
you
the
go.
Atlantic.
If you want to get technical about it. Well, let's see, Max. First off, for the people that are going to be watching, right? Even though this was pre-taped, if they want to hop over and look at some of your artwork on Facebook and stuff, what's the best way they can reach you?
Right,
there?
they can look for me on Facebook as Maxx Kraken. That will be Max with 2 X's. And also, of course, www.maxxkraken.com.
Now, Maxx Kraken, am I spelling that right? It's MAXXKRAKEN?
Correct.
And it's facebook.com/ or is there...
Yeah, that's right. Also, you can just go to, if you go to my website or to terracomics.com, you can find
What's
me
your
there.
what's your website there? And we'll go ahead and pull that up for you.
That's
I can find you on
maxxkraken.com. So,
Okay.
MAXXKRAK.
Oh, here we go. I
Yeah,
see it
there
I
now.
gave
you
it
go.
to you like 2
It
times.
has the monster there.
You shut your mouth.
I like how you looked at Taffeta when you said that.
I just assume anytime it's a female voice giving me a hard time, it's like 95% of the time
I'm reading
it's
about
Taffeta.
masturbation and energizing love stories.
Look at the camera and say that,
Aw.
please.
I'm reading about masturbation and energizing love story.
That's great.
Oh.
Max got a big smile from that one. So we're looking at the website here. Life is Brutal. Oh, I like that title. Okay, there we go. And
I like
so
how beautiful is marked out, though.
yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Just life it
So
is.
this comic's obviously about an orange cat. And tell us a little bit about the story of the cat in this.
Yeah, cats, they love to hang out with you, and they want more attention they should be getting. So one of the things having a cat at home, of course, is like whenever you're taking a crap, like you have to see your cat there looking at you,
Yeah.
staring.
Mine likes to curl up in my underwear.
Dude, mine likes, because my litter box is right by my toilet, so, like, as soon as they see me on the toilet, they go in, and it's like, we have a moment.
Have
Where
you
both of
ever-
us go to the bathroom at the same time.
Have you ever gotten drunk and pooped
Co-pooping.
in your cat's box?
I wouldn't say I was drunk.
Jay, yeah.
I just really had to go.
Fair enough. I learned something.
So you have
today.
a co-pooping situation with your cat.
I do, and there's two of them. They think it's meow, 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 let's go. I'm like, all right.
Hey, she's
Sure.
pooping. Is it time for us to poop? Yeah, I think
And what's
so.
funny is Houdini never flushes. He poops and he runs away. He never covers it up.
Dick.
Doesn't flush.
That's weird because my dog Hermione, she
It's the
She-
worst thing
Best
ever.
dog in the world.
No, she poops as she walks. So there's like a trail like 3 feet long, and then she walks another 3 feet down the line, and then kicks back dirt. And it's like, you missed that by 6 feet. Like, you're an idiot. You're nowhere close
Hermione
to
is-
that.
She's a sweet dog, but not the brightest dog.
No, she is not the brightest
I adored
dog
her. I
ever.
had my own week with Hermione, and she was pleasant.
She's just an
She is a
energetic-
lot of fun, but she's really energetic. I've tried laming her. I got a little scalpel and I cut the back of her legs like they do a sheep and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah?
Still too fast for me to catch.
Yeah.
She's like a fox.
She is. Well, I guess she's more like a
Fox
vixen.
rabbit.
Well, she's more like a vixen since she's female.
She's more like herpes. You
How
really
is it?
never want to get her.
You can't get rid of her. So, Max, why don't you go ahead and tell us
Yeah,
how
it's
long
about
have
you.
you been an artist? I guess essentially you're a writer.
Being drawing since I was a kid, can even barely remember talking. I was already drawing, but I wrote a couple of books, but then started realizing that I'll be having a lot more fun drawing than actually writing. So at one point I was like, you know what? Why not? Plus, people like it a lot. It's easier to see, it's easier to communicate. So why not? So for the last year and a half, I started actually just dropping all the other hobbies I have in my life to just focus on drawing. With Terra Comics, we started working with Lit Magazine, Lit Monthly.
Yeah, I
which
used to
was
watch y'all
great.
used to have the whole back 2 pages.
Yeah,
to
which
Terra.
was great. I mean, a lot of people are looking at that around, and also, obviously online, shooting some comics every week or so. Next thing you know, it just started getting a lot better lately because we are getting more attention from not only here locally, which is very important.
Well, the
here in
DELoL
Dallas.
show, I mean, this
Exactly,
is pretty big for you
exactly.
guys. 3 years they've been asking to come in. I was finally able to clear Gorbachev off the list to get him in here.
Got a new tattoo in his forehead and everything. So after all, so what we started doing right after Lit Monthly, unfortunately we're not at Lit Monthly anymore, so we had to reinvent ourselves, which was great, because now we are not only coming out with our compilations, as you probably saw around. Snot was the first one.
Yeah, why don't you hold that up a little closer to the camera for there for you?
Yeah.
Perfect, right there. Okay.
Yeah, Snot has works for me, Maxx Kraken, from Mike Wolfman, Charlie Fox, Jake Ewing, and a lot of other artists. And now, most recently, we came out with Putrid, which is awesome and also has work from other artists, as, for example, Philip, a.k.a. Hunter Zombie, which does the Stillborn deal, and he's on his third solo comic. And also me, now I have my solo work, which is Life is Brutal, that we were just talking about. It has some crazy stories. The first one, the masturbation. It's with my main character, Katiana. She falls in love with her own hand. They have a little bit of struggle.
That's a
because
great bit
She sounds
there.
like me.
Seems legit.
They have different
Here, we got a close-up
religions.
of that on the screen here. Let's go ahead and, there we go, for the people at home. That's
So
awesome.
the story goes like that. And talking about cats, she gets pregnant from her hand and has a baby cat.
And it has a baby kit. I love it.
Baby
I love
kitty.
it.
She's a feminist.
I gotta admit, I'm totally digging on this.
Yeah, I
love
gotta
it.
get a copy because
Oh, cool.
that sounds perfect.
It really does.
Yeah, so she's
I like the first 2 pages I was reading. That's
cool.
good
I
stuff.
hope you like the next ones, especially on the next works that are coming.
Does her
out.
other hand get jealous? Is that at
You
one
know,
point? Is there going to be
Dude,
a three-way
don't-
triangle?
Don't ruin the art.
Yeah, that's coming up.
Oh,
The other
okay.
hand is in the friend zone.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah.
Sorry, Lefty.
It's all right.
Alrighty.
It's
You
just
never
being
know.
ignored for now.
No judge.
She will call on Friday sometimes whenever there's nothing going on.
So, did you ever watch Bob Ross when you were practicing your art?
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's so much that I picked from. Of course, main things whenever I started reading, of course, Mad magazine when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
Loved
later-
Mad.
Yeah.
I still have a collection of all mine from mid '80s through 2000.
Man.
Can't decide what I'm going to do with them though.
Masturbate to him?
You want some of them?
Totally.
Thought about selling them, but and they're worth quite a bit, but it's a lot of trouble though too.
Hang
Wall
them.
collage. Hang them on your wall.
Super
Thought about
6.
Oh, get this! I was actually looking through one. No. I was actually reading an article the other day. Not an article, but I was going through some of my old ones. This had the Flintstones as Bill and Hillary on the cover with their 2 kids, and they were pedaling, the Flintstoning the shit out of their little car, and they were doing this thing, and it was. So I opened up, and it said 10. One of the articles was 10 funny things about terrorist acts. And this is 1994, right?
Oh.
And one of them actually shows 2 buildings, the World Trade Center, plane crashing into it.
Wow.
And it said, like, more real estate available in high-capacity areas.
Fuck.
Wow.
And I was like, whoa, I'll bring that one up here, because, like, I'm not getting rid of that one. That was just...
Somebody was really mad.
Yeah, that was just too weird in 1994. The fun part, first of all, you can never write something like that
Yeah,
now.
but, I mean...
And then to actually show a plane, like, tearing into the Twin Towers,
You know that there was some asshole on September 11th, 2001 being like, called it!
Yeah, that did.
I told you so.
Yeah.
Or that, or like Osama bin Laden sitting there like, oh, that's a good idea.
I knew I had a subscription for a reason.
Which we have to be careful with that with comics. Like I put some crazy stuff out, and sometimes you have to be careful with that.
Yeah, tell us
you
about
never
these
know.
little guys here. Yeah.
There's this one of the most recent ones. There's this guy playing with some black cat,
Yeah, I saw that one. That's
which is great. That's the right thing to do. Put on your ears and light them up.
and then plug your
Right
ears.
thing
Yeah,
to do.
plug your ears because it's gonna be loud. The other thing, actually, I was on a flight recently. I was kind of worried about this because I just released that. It was a Hero X Fast. In the case of emergency, this guy opens up the emergency door
Let me see if you can. Yeah.
because he got an emergency. So
Well, when you gotta go.
yeah, you gotta go, and you saving the day all together at the same time.
That's not a
See,
fun
when
place to
I
do
when I
much
gave that a
like
quick glance, I thought he was just jerking off out the door.
That could be.
What difference does that make, Jay? It's an emergency.
Yeah.
He's got an emergency masturbation problem. His testicles would have exploded if he hadn't
Blue
gotten out.
balls, man.
Blue
So,
balls, worst thing ever.
Yeah, have to take care of that, no matter where. Now, grain mustard. I want to talk about this because it's kind of cool. I'm from Brazil, by the way. You probably could tell by my accent.
Oh man, I was like Russian.
I thought you were
I was thinking
Ukrainian.
Florida.
Florida.
I thought Philadelphia.
Well, Florida makes sense. Could be Cuban as well. But then here's the deal. Grain Mustard, they're the indie band that everybody knows. It's kind of funny because the actual real band, the drummer, which is the guy in the middle, his name is Lucas, who go by Rat. He let me draw them as these comic characters. Basically, I try to put as, the idea of like the band that everybody knows, like kind of like maybe even the band that you had at one point in your life. Start getting a lot of feedback from their fans. They have a lot of fans, so it's awesome. Like we post something on Facebook and we get like 100 likes, like real quickly.
That's awesome.
It's nuts. And by the way, there'll be a bunch of people there watching this, which is kind of cool as well. Also in Portugal and some other parts of the world, Argentina, there are some other people following us up, which is pretty cool. But I want to go back and talk a little bit about the scene here in Dallas with Terror Comics. There's a lot of good people there. We're really trying to do the whole thing of underground comics, which I love superhero comics, which is pretty cool. Of course, I read a lot of Spider-Man when I was a kid, and still reading.
Yeah.
But our deal is pretty much with things that you can see yourself in your life, but it's not like that kind of thing of like loser kind of idea of comics. You know, it can be about anything else.
Right.
About cool, bad things, whatever. About walk of shame. That's a good idea to draw about.
I'm thinking
Stride of
Good.
Pride.
Stride of
Stride of Pride.
Like
I'm
that.
kind of wanting to
Do
see
a cake.
this.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's totally happening, and that's the cool thing as well. Using ideas from other friends to actually boost up their
Plagiarism. I've told you I've been
Totally.
a
Just copy.
big fan of that before. Yeah,
Exactly,
everybody
yeah.
knows.
Yeah, whoever thought about drawing rats, right? Or, I mean, Mickey Mouse or whatever. But
It's
cats.
Dickie Louse. That's my new character.
Dickie Louse, the
Dickie
rat.
Louse. No, well,
Isn't louse plural for
Louse
lice?
is for lice.
Yeah.
It is.
Right. So he's a
Worst-
lice with big
Worst
penises.
STD ever. What's he got? Oh, Dickie Louse. Oh, poor guy.
That is a good term for crabs, though. From
Yeah.
now on, I'm gonna start
That's
calling
exactly where my brain went.
Dickie Louse.
Dickie
Yeah.
It's like, oh, clever.
it DACKIE
No, just stop.
DLOLUSMEPS.
Ladies and gentlemen, Del can't
Del
spell or
Pickle.
read.
There he is.
I turn on the Coors sign to let them know we have cold Coors near. Charlie, that's the close sign. For anybody that watches Always Sunny.
Anyways,
Cricket.
back to the local scene.
Rickety crickets.
Yeah. Again, local scene is growing. It's awesome to see more and more people not only pay attention but actually producing art. We have some new artists that we're pretty excited about them. Toby's one of them, Joe Field, and Miggy Monster, we're calling him. This guy is a monster. He draws. I thought that I could draw fast, and I actually can say I fucking draw fast. But he draws. I don't know, man. It's just like he's the Flash of comics. Like he draws.
I thought the Flash was the Flash of
There it
comics.
is.
Yeah, but
And then you were wrong.
Yeah.
This is Quicksilver.
Inside of Miggy, there's a Flash. there.
Gotcha.
This
So,
guy
do you
is
think we're at the
crazy.
tipping point yet? Do you think that it's kind of hit a point where now this is doing very well and it will continue, or that we still have a ways to go before this becomes a little bit more popular? Like, I mean, obviously, you can talk about a music scene where it's burgeoning, but in Dallas, there's a pretty decent music scene. We've hit that tipping point. It's, you know. But with the comics, well, it's not as, trust me, Tav, it's not as good as it used to be. That's what I mean, the tipping point may be on the downside now. But with the comics, I still see it rising. I mean, how far do you think out that is, that this is going to be something very prevalent where you can walk into a store, you know, and see some local comics like you can...
Thanks for asking that, Dale. In fact, you can find our stuff in local shops. You can go to Awesome Comics on Neighbors and Royal, Keith Comics, Mockingbird.
Yeah, good old Keith.
Yeah, go Keith. Good Records have like
Nice.
this Brutal.
You know, you should talk to
Very
Cosmic Comics, our
Exactly.
sponsor out in Grand Prairie. We'll give them a little... We'll put you in touch with them.
Cool.
Great
Thanks.
guys.
And they are. And we are 1976, which is a art
I
store.
love
Oh,
that
Henderson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
great
It's a
place.
little place to
Yeah,
have
Life
some
is
stuff
Brutal.
in. Cool.
I didn't know that they had y'all stuff over there. That's
Exactly.
fantastic.
No, they're super
Eclectic.
cool. They've been, and they're supporting me for a while. So thanks, guys. Just as all the other guys I was talking about previously. And cool thing, this is new for us. We got sponsors. We got Azel
I
Art.
love that.
Yeah.
It's new for
Hazel
us
Art,
also.
really?
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I got some really cool supplies last night, actually. Thanks, Hazel. Sears Pizza. Great
Oh,
pizza.
Great, always
Yeah.
good guys over there.
Well, now
too.
I'm just jealous that he has serious pizzas.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going
We
after them
have-
too. Don't worry. But they are great, good pizza, good guys.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is really.
Great pizza, good guys.
There you go. That's good. Now they're like, what do you mean our pizza's not great?
Good pizza, great guys.
Yeah, but anyways.
And going back to the local scene, as you're bringing up, I was talking about grain mustards. They are helping us a lot with, putting Terra Comics out there internationally, which is really cool. Not only that, some other artists that were helping me, like I went to Brazil about a week and a half ago, and I was working on an art project there that was really cool with my friend Ale Soto. He's an internationally well-known artist. And I'll talk about that a little later, but now I want to talk about the band The Puss. We're kind of doing the same thing. It's not me drawing. At one point, my help is a little bit. It's Mike Wolfman's working on The Puss right now. It's a local band, and they're making them characters, just kind of like these guys here at
What's the band?
Oh, cool.
The Puss. It's
Okay.
P-H-U-S-S.
Okay.
Pretty cool. Check that out. Young guys, a lot of energy there. Not that I'm getting old, some gray hair here and there. But that's it. I mean, we're super excited about that. And about the question on how this is going right now locally here in Dallas, I think we have to keep reinventing us, and I think that's the way to go. Keep
You really
working.
do have to keep reinventing because
Yeah.
there's always someone who picks up on the idea, oh, this is popular now, I want to do that. And so whatever you're doing becomes like everyone else wants to do it. And so after that, you have to
Yeah,
kind of step
look at
up
the
and be
Black
like,
Plague.
what
A
else
couple
is
of people
doing?
died, and that trend caught on, and everybody was like, I want to do that too.
This guy.
Then
Like
exactly
third
right.
of Europe gone, only because of popularity.
Totally.
That's how diseases work. I haven't really studied germ theory that well, so I'll get right on that. You can tell.
Germs and bacteria, man.
That seems
That's
to be a
another
trend,
That
across
Louis
a lot of
Pasteur was an
different
asshole.
I can
platforms
take
of art, whether it be performance art or music or
Drawing
actual
art.
hands-on drawing art,
Just art.
just drawing stuff.
Drawing.
You have to keep developing. You have to keep working on the next big thing. You can't even wait for people to catch up to you. You got to just keep working on the next big thing. To
Unless
stay
you're
afloat.
Bob Ross.
And then you've got.
Then all you
kids.
do is
And
change
then
it
you're
into a
dead.
bird. If you make a mistake, it's a pretty
It's a
little
bird.
bird.
We're gonna make that trees.
It's a happy little bird.
Happy tree. It's a happy little bird.
trees.
So-
Whatever, that guy's a badass.
Yeah,
I'll
he
defend him to the day I
he
die.
really is. Him and Mr. Rogers both pretty badass
Yeah, seriously.
fellers.
I know this is way off topic, but if you ever get a chance, go and look up Mr. Rogers testifying before
Oh,
Congress.
dude, yeah.
Fucking greatest story ever. When Congress shuts up lobbyists, be like, no, Mr. Rogers is talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
no,
be quiet when Mr. Rogers is talking.
Yeah,
No,
it's seriously
they
like
threatened
that.
to kick them out and hold them in contempt of Congress because they interrupted Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that is
It's-
not polite.
Yeah, that guy got respect everywhere he went. It was insane.
He had the best neighborhood.
Well, and Bob Ross was a total, sergeant in the military, and he screamed for like 35 years of his life. Finally, was just like, I can't.
Yeah. He's
Do
gonna
this.
have a heart
Serenity
attack.
now.
Yeah.
Motherfucker just went and drew some happy trees. Just paint them out. Paint them out.
So, Max, we're going to have a wrap up real quick. I'm going to take a quick break and then come back and close out the show. Once again, what are some of the best ways? MaxxKraken.com, obviously.
That's
And,
right.
here,
With
let's see if
two
we can-
X's, right?
Well, let's throw that up on the screen so that people can see it. But go ahead and tell us a
2
little.
X's for extra fun.
That's right. And if you see the picture there, it's a green picture with wearing a hat on the silhouette. That's me. So easy to find.
I believe I even have that over here. I can pop up on the screen real fast.
Do it.
Do it, do
I'll
it.
believe it when I see
Do
it.
it.
And the green thing I was talking about.
Do it.
fake-
Tis done.
My best Palpatine.
Do it. Do it.
And just going back real quick on the art Dildo's talking about. I don't know if you can pull on that file. It's like some of the
Oh, yeah, let me give it a
some
shot
of
here.
the last pictures there actually, they are about this
Yeah, that's what I heard.
urban intervention that I was doing with a friend of mine and some.
Do you know that? Do you happen to know the name of it?
It's a G something. It's like some of the last ones.
Gypsy shirt.
Gypsy-
Oh no, I'm sorry. You said it was under the DELoL, so it'd be the GM presentation or the Grand Master, the Grand Masardos.
Grand Mustard is. Hold on. You go through the LOL.
Yeah.
And open it all the way to the bottom. It's like the last 4 pictures.
I see page 1, 2, 6, 14, 15.
Let me get you there.
You want to help me? Yeah. Let's cut to Taff and Jay while that's going on. Hey, which one's
Da,
you
da,
want to
da,
start?
da, da.
The ones I'm talking about are these pictures.
Those 3 right there?
Alright, and
Okay.
then like that, and then like that, and then like that, and then...
Ah!
I fucked it all up.
I hate
Oh.
both of you.
Okay, and then
All right, we're done.
All right, so now we got
That's
it.
what
There
you
we
get for
go.
cutting to us. That's what you get, folks. You're welcome.
On the spot entertainment.
On the spot comedy. Who else could do that better? All right, so we're looking at the first shot here with, it looks like you have a spray paint and there's some boxes out on the street. Tell us a little bit about
That's
that.
right. That was done in Copacabana in Rio de Janeiro. We
Wow.
were doing what we call a urban intervention. You basically bring art to the streets because the city is sick, so you have to bring some remedy or some medicine to the city. So what we were doing, we're tripping on the idea of what Albert Einstein said, that at one point if there will be so much technology that human beings can start becoming stupid.
Mhm.
So we were playing with the idea of smartphones and tablets and everything else. We put those ideograms, say for play or record or buy, all those little pictures, and we put on those boxes and just spray paint on the streets. Made it all there on
Oh
the
yeah,
spot.
I see that. That's the one we have up right now. It's the power sign and the envelope and, and the
Exactly.
camera and stuff. It's pretty cool.
So we threw on our heads. That was done with Alice Soto, me, Simone, and a lot of other people that helped me as well, as Juniper Boomlet. She's my editor. And that was a lot of fun doing that on the streets in another country, walking around and seeing people's faces, kind of wondering what the heck that was, which is always fun for us.
Have you ever heard of something? It's called a couple of different things. It's there's like urban knitting or knit bombing, where these knitters
that's all over Austin.
They find objects just on the street, and then they knit covers for them, and then they'll just go out randomly and put it on there to make it look interesting, and it's their version of the street art. I was just wondering if you'd heard of it or would be interested in seeing it.
Yeah,
their version of Banksy.
Do street art. We just exactly.
It's like a grandmother Banksy.
No.
Pretty much.
I'm gonna go ahead and veto that.
I'm just careful with, I'm not going to go around and vandalize properties. That's not what I'm about.
Right.
So, stickers are the way to go. So that's my sticker if you see around.
Here, let me hold that up for a second. Let me get that on there.
Yay, sticker.
Yeah, I like this one, the Kraken. I believe he's up online right now.
Sorry,
That's
man.
great.
Oh, that's
sorry.
cool.
Kind of going all over
Sorry.
the place.
Why would you do that?
Sorry.
What a jerk.
You're never going to be invited back now.
I said sorry.
Not
For
after
2
that.
weeks.
You didn't have to invite me this time. I just crashed the party.
We
I
didn't
just
invite
showed
you
up.
this time. Let
Bill
that
pulled
be
up and was
clear.
like, what the hell is she doing here?
You were not
Who
invited.
is this
I was
person?
not.
Let me
I don't
tell
need an
you.
invitation. I know where you live.
Yeah, so that deal was about Copacabana. We thought
like
first,
these.
let's go ahead and do some artwork on the streets, which Rio is great about that. There's a lot of street art all over the place. You get sick of you just keep looking. It's everywhere. On the other hand, there's a lot of writers. I have nothing against writers, but there, unfortunately, it's a problem because next thing you know, everything looks terrible. Looks like there was a apocalypse. Like there's all these zombies walking around because everything is looking terrible and destroyed. So we're being careful about that and thought about the idea of putting on the boxes walking around. And at one point we just gave the artwork to the city. We just hang on random places.
That's
Cool
very
too.
cool.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Just get the city in on it, and they can't complain because they approve it. And then you get to bring art to the people, which is always a good thing, and you don't get in trouble, which is an even better thing.
Even better. Yeah. If the cop comes over, just give them a sticker and it's all good.
Have a nice day.
It's like, oh no, the people who signed your paychecks said I could do this. So
Yeah, exactly.
Go and bother someone else.
Let's get a last final picture here of what y'all are doing out there, because I think this is really, really cool. Once again, this is under the, and I'm going to do horrible at this, the Leme Centro.
Oh,
Looks like a
Leme
street.
in Centro. That's Centro means downtown. If you go to that side of town, you're already pretty close to downtown.
Okay.
We had fun doing that there because that's a main area where there's a lot of tourists, and so you get tourists wondering what's going on because we're doing it as looking like a protest, but it was in silence, total silence. So it's kind of like we're doing that in the middle of the night when people are supposed to be hanging out Saturday night at the beach. So there was a lot of people just looking and like wondering.
Have you done any of these projects in Dallas? Or
No,
are you gonna bring it
we're
here?
planning on doing here, but I want to do that first there because it's kind of interesting how this friend Lesoto does. He actually teaches classes on how to do that.
Oh.
So it's pretty cool. Yeah. So I was like,
I would be interested in actually seeing. I'm not very artistic really in any way, but I'd be interested
Or
in attending
funny.
a class. No, I'm not funny at all, but.
Andy apparently doesn't have good taste in TV shows either.
No,
Let's not forget about
I
that.
have great taste in TV shows. I've been watching C-SPAN all my life.
Oh, yes. Killer.
Is that what Jean Grey
Totally
has?
killer.
What's that?
Is that what Jean Grey has?
I think so.
I'm familiar with the subject.
that's coming up for Dallas. Keep your eyes open if you see some weird people walking around holding art. That's what it is.
Or not.
That's
That
a
happens.
protest.
That's
Or
very
maybe
broad.
Run.
Hmm.
Yeah, and by the way, terror comics not about terrorism.
No.
But
Yeah, it's
I'm
not
saying.
terroristic comics. Let's make that clear.
Very important distinction to make, folks.
I think so.
It's just very pulpy sometimes.
Okay, guys, so we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and let somebody plug a little something or other, but we're going to make that a surprise. Hello.
Straight
So
up
we're
right
gonna-
out of here.
I
See,
got
we don't
2
have
bottles.
those special effects they have
got
on
2 bottles.
morning
What else?
radio here. So
Where are we
we're with Max. It's been wonderful having you on, man.
Thanks for having me.
It's a real treat,
On.
and your artwork is killer. I love these ash cans you have for just passing out to people, for the people at home that I mean, is there somewhere they can get some of these little guys?
You know, usually whenever we are in some event, I pass these around. If you actually email me or friend me on Facebook, let me know. I mean, the ash cans are for free. We're also passing them around. I'll be more than glad to ship you one if it's not too far away, like in another continent.
Or the moon.
Yeah, or the moon or Mars. Although if you go to Mars and you have balls to go and stay there forever,
you'll find it.
I'll throw you a T-shirt.
If Curiosity Twitters me and says, "Hey, can I get an ash can?" You know what? I'll make it happen. I'll make that happen.
I actually
promise.
am seriously considering applying to be part of the manned space mission.
Are you really?
I thought about being part of the people who are looking to have sex in the fucking space. I was like,
Well,
oh,
I've
man.
wanted to do that all my life, but I'm talking about
The
being
Mars
one of the
colony?
people who goes to Mars.
I was thinking
I would
about
be
being
good
one
at
of the
it.
guy. I was thinking about volunteering for that project as one of the people that stays here and lives. And mocks the people that go there and die.
Yeah, but you're never gonna have space sex.
That's true. Well, I can deal with that.
Yeah, Justin Bieber's about to do that, so.
Oh yeah,
I don't know
look,
about
you
sex,
guys are
but-
handling what Justin Bieber does.
Yeah.
Oh, doesn't that sound exciting?
But then when I murder him, I can just blame it on being space crazy, which sci-fi movies has taught me always happens.
I
Someone
just
goes
watched
space
Watched Event Horizon the other day. It's totally plausible.
Yep.
I'm just hoping that Bieber dies there, but that's.
Oh,
you know,
God.
that's all I'm saying.
We can dream, but probably not.
We can still dream,
Things
Jay.
can
Don't
go
take
wrong,
that
man.
away from
There's
us.
a lot of pressure there.
Yeah.
Dream about
And on that note, we're going to take a quick break. You're watching the DELoL show with Taffeta singing. Of course, the guest, Maxx Kraken, today. He's the man you're currently looking at on the screen right now. And here's what he looks like in monster form. You're watching the DELoL show. We'll be right back. Thanks, guys.
It's not even his final form.
Del Poland and Jay Neerick. DELoL. The DELoL show on air.
It's party time, yeah!
Yeah, it's working. You just don't know how to use your mic there.
I think I know how. You're just bad at
Oh,
counting.
brother, what a jack. How embarrassing for you and all of us.
I can't
So,
be embarrassed. Look at this.
One more time to Maxx Kraken. Thanks for being on the show. I'm going to wave
Thank
to you
you.
on camera.
Thanks for the
Wave
shirt.
back.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And for
Yes.
the comics. And for
Taffeta
the
and
stickers.
Jay, thanks for, whoa, who hit the camera? Now it's just on Taff and nothing over
yeah.
here.
And our viewership went up.
And it's just right, exactly. So, guys, I want to say thanks to everybody else for being in the studio. But Black Mariah has a little something to talk to us about today. So why don't you take it away?
I want to talk to you about Jesus. Just kidding.
Oh.
And that's the show.
And all the viewers, her boobs just got it.
Yeah, hey, by the way, if you want to bring in a few more, shake yours real fast and then give what you got to say.
Grab your tits is what he's saying.
Yeah, I'm
We're
just...
gonna talk about Jesus.
Is that a requisite? Or
No, not at all.
No, but we're just trying to get viewers.
So I want to talk to you guys about Naked Girls Reading. Naked Girls Reading is this Friday over at the Quixotic World Theater, and it's one of many productions, but this one's going to be really super special. We're covering banned books, which is so punk rock and my favorite.
Yeah.
We are celebrating the opening of the new George Bush Library by reading things that
He
may
couldn't.
be challenged.
Yeah. Is the God Delusion on there?
The God Delusion.
Yeah.
On
How
the
about some
list
Douglas
of,
Adams?
I don't. We're following the ALA
thought
guidelines.
it was
Oh,
Richard
got you.
Dawkins.
Okay.
It is. It's
Challenge
Richard.
books.
It's Richard Dawkins. It's not Douglas Adams. Douglas Adams, the Hitchhiker's guy.
Yeah. And Richard Dawkins is the
The
God,
God
Delusion.
Delusion.
Correct.
Right.
Keeping
No,
you on your toes.
I trust you. Oh, trust you.
No, that's okay. I've had a number of suggestions.
Dr.
for people
Seuss
who,
and the
I
God
guess,
Delusion.
Don't understand what banned books are. That I guess they want us. Someone suggested we read the Federalist Papers, which is not a banned book.
Yeah.
No,
so
yeah.
Kill a
gonna-
Mockingbird.
No, but
It is,
fairly
and I will
poignant.
be reading To Kill a Mockingbird.
See, that's one of my
That's one of my
favorite books
favorite
of
books
all
ever.
time.
And
Yeah.
one of the most ironically banned books, Fahrenheit 451.
Yes, I was
Which
gonna ask
is
if you know.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Ironic and funny. That
love
it's
it.
even. So we're going to open the show with
There you
that
go.
one.
A
Some
book
great stuff.
banned because it's about banning books.
About banning
Yeah, I
books.
know.
Wait.
Ironic.
The fuck did I just
so
say?
We've got some great books. Things are always banned thanks to sexually explicit content.
Balzac. That's
Foul
just bad because the name.
language, all kinds of things. So, yeah, we're just going to read all about that.
Well,
Next
naked.
Friday?
That sounds awesome.
It's this Friday,
This Friday.
June 14th.
And it's naked women doing it.
Yeah.
Naked women.
And maybe we should
Completely
expressly,
completely
make it
naked.
clear.
completely naked.
They are
No
completely
G-strings,
naked
no
reading.
pasties.
Down to the pelt.
And you can
I've
justify
seen it.
however you want. We'll be over here reading naked.
There's no justifying. That's fine. There's
A lot of
nothing.
people
There's
wanna
nothing wrong with
justify
any
it.
of that concept. Yeah.
None.
So how long have y'all been doing this though?
I have been producing the show since last August, but it's been going on here in Dallas for about 3 years.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and we just keep getting bigger and bigger. National Read Naked Day is July 5th. So we want you guys to participate too and go home and read naked. We'll
And
do
film
it on
it
stage.
and share.
Yeah, I think that's
film and
awesome.
share it.
All right, guys, we've been watching
and there's
another
the old
episode.
Kane getting us
Yeah,
off
there's
the
the old
stage.
get off the stage during the Oscars. Guys, you've been watching another episode of the DELoL show. We want to say thank you very much. Tune in because next week is going to be Caitlin Glass, and who else do we have, Taff?
We have Brent Peoples.
Brent
He
Peoples,
is
that's right.
Zenoscope and Image Comics. He's done a lot of stuff with Grimm Fairy Tales, and he's currently working on some other stuff.
And you what, Jay?
You won't have Jay.
You will not have me. I'm gonna
That's
be out
right,
of
and
town.
Jay's going to be out, so we're going to have somebody else come in as a guest host, probably Doug Funny, maybe Black Mariah. Yeah, have your mic back there real quick.
Cut my mic off, you jerk.
That's all you get to say. All right. and on that note, everybody else's mic goes off too. You've been watching another episode of the DELoL show. We want to say thanks for tuning in. Make sure you visit Maxx Kraken, of course. That's that gentleman you see finally on the screen. Visit DELOLshow.com. Visit Facebook.com/DELoL show. Visit @DELoL show for the Twittery tweets. And any other way you want to locate us, send us an email. If you got any feedback or you want a book, make sure you contact the show. You lucky, lucky dogs, you. Here, we're going to go out on one of our teasers here. Nice.
Del Polin and Jay Nierick. DELoL. The DELoL show on air.